Hello there, this is Dana Arcuri from danaarcuri.com. I am an author, speaker, survivor, and trauma recovery coach. Thank you so much for joining me. Please feel free to hit the subscribe button so you can receive all notifications on all of my new content. Today we are going to talk about how to survive smear campaigns and tips to outsmart toxic people. Now, this is a topic that someone asked me if I could record a video on it. And because I have personal experience with smear campaigns, I am definitely moving forward with this video because I believe it's credible content, educational, and it can actually bring value to all people who are going through various forms of bullying, gaslighting, manipulation, and psychological abuse. So let's start with the definition of smear campaigns. According to wikipedia.com, quote unquote, they say, a smear campaign is an effort to damage or call into question someone's reputation by propounding negative propaganda. They use discrediting tactics, very, very common. And then they go onward to say, smear campaigns are considered to be a low, disingenuous form of discourse and a common weapon by psychopaths, narcissists, and those who have a personality disorder. Typically, retaliation goes hand in hand with smear campaigns. But if we look up the definition on what is retaliation, I personally believe it doesn't really help anyone who's dealing with narcissistic and flying monkey retaliation. And so I am going to just keep it really simple. Retaliation is a tool, very covert, evil tool that is used to seek revenge. So they're using this form of revenge. It could be because you spoke the truth about them, about the narcissist, about the toxic family dynamics. It could be that you set clear boundaries. Maybe you went gray rock or no contact, and now this group of people are furious with you. They're so ticked off, so they are going to smear your name all over the place and retaliate against you. So this is really normal and common when we're dealing, especially with the toxic family dynamics, anything in regards to narcissistic abuse. And this is even very common with other things going on with the world. But we're going to stick with the focus on narcissists, flying monkeys, and especially the toxic family unit. So let's get into the 16 signs that someone has smear campaigns against you. So I'm going to discuss everything that's involved with this. Number one, they're going to gossip about you, your children, your family, everything pertaining to you, and personal information. Could be very confidential information too. And they're going to spread rumors about you. This is something that is their go-to covert tactic, and they want to trash your name. Number two, they constantly deny facts. So regardless of what the truth is, they live in denial and deception. They try to change your own personal reality. And it's like total crazy making, but underlying, like everything underneath, the denial, the deception, and the dysfunction is pathological lying. So this is also par for the course. Number two is that these toxic people, especially a narcissist and flying monkeys, control how other people will see you and view you, especially after you're no longer in contact with them, because they can't control you. So they're going to control how other people see you and what they think about you. And so what can happen is that they're going to try to manipulate other people's perception of you. Next is number four, which is gaslighting and manipulation. That pretty much sums up probably what you're going through right now if you're dealing with smear campaigns. They're going to manipulate you. They're going to manipulate everyone else. They're going to gaslight you, and they're going to triangulate your relationship with everyone, including your own family members. They might even try to manipulate and gaslight your own children and triangulate your relationship with your children. So beware. Number 5 is they try to destroy you and your reputation, especially on social media. So it seems like because social media is such a big thing now, let's be honest, social media has such a huge platform, and this is their go-to tactic. So what they're going to do is write a Facebook post, and they're going to trash your name and try to destroy you and your reputation. They're going to lie. They're going to smear you, and they are going to say very hateful accusations against you. Number 6 is that typically this goes hand in hand with family mobbing and also stalking. So this could go on face to face. They might be stalking you in person. They might be doing family mobbing in person, as in your local area. But they might also use all forms of social media and the internet, anything online, an effort to watch you. So be cautious, tread carefully on social media especially, and in real life, because they are watching you. They're watching every move you make, and they're going to take something and twist it into a full-blown lie. So we'll get into other legalities in a moment. Number 7 is they may send you hateful messages. It could be an email, it could be on social media, it could be a text message on your phone, or they could even be sending you hostile letters in the mail. Number 8 is they will bully you and discredit you. Now, harassment and bullying and discrediting, it all goes hand in hand with a smear campaign. So, someone who's not a bully, someone who is not a hostile, evil person, they won't be smearing your name because they have better things to do with their time and energy and resources. But you have to understand now, we're not dealing with someone with a sound mind. As the definition of smear campaign that I gave a little bit ago said, we're dealing with people who are psychopaths, narcissists, and they may have borderline personality. So we are dealing with people who are psychologically unstable. Number 9 is they will play the victim card. They love to play the victim. Woe is me. Oh, I don't know why she's being so mean to me, or I don't know why he blocked me on a cell phone, etc., etc. They carry on with this little pathetic pity party, especially the narcissist, and they want, the flying monkeys to come rush in and, oh, it's not your fault. Oh, it's not you. It's the scapegoat. But we know that this is just something they use, this whole victim mentality, and they try to distort the truth of reality. Next is that they use a lot of exaggeration. So while they lie, while they accuse you of something that's false, there's a lot of exaggerations happening, false accusations about you. I'm sure you have already experienced this because it's so common that they spread horrible rumors about us. Number 11 is they're very spiteful and vengeful. They aim to take revenge. So typically with a smear campaign, this is a form of revenge. Number 12 is they accuse you of being crazy. They say you're irrational. They may say that you are mentally unstable. They might even say you have borderline personality disorders, or you have bipolar, or you have schizophrenia, or whatever. They're going to stir up so much trouble because they're instigators, and this is something they love to do because they want narcissistic supply. This is what they love, and they are going to use every little covert tactic that they can, an effort to get people on board with them and against you. So what they want to do is get more flying monkeys to join them in their smear campaigns against you. Next is that they try to isolate you. And the reason why they want to isolate you, and it could be especially face-to-face, like in your local area, is because they want to gang up on you. Now, this goes back to the mobbing and the stalking. They want to catch you alone so they could just beat you up verbally and possibly even physically. So be on guard, be safe, and by all means, if you have to call 911, do so. Number 14 is they play dirty, rotten tricks on you. And they will do things that are so low. So every time you think like, how low will they go? How low will they go? Oh, each time they just keep going lower. And so one example is they will not keep you informed of any legal family matters. So let's just say that your mother passed away and she has you in the family trust fund. What will happen is they won't tell you. You will not be notified. They will hold this legal information from you. They will lie, steal, and cheat as much as they can from you. And they will even steal your trust fund and your inheritance. So beware. Next is that, let's see, we are on number 15. So these smear campaigns always include a sinister motive. So when we look at, what is the underlying root of a smear campaign, it's very demonic, it's very evil, it's very psychologically abusive, and very, very, very unhealthy. Number 16, and this is the last one, they wear a false mask. And so they have this Jekyll and Hyde persona. So to you, they're this raging, screaming, hostile, hateful, evil person. And yet, to their neighbors, to their coworkers, to the whole church, to the whole church and religious community, they're perfect, 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 good Christians. And they put on a false mask. So they have two different personas. One is the angel and the other is the devil. Now, we have to understand that the devil is who they really are. So yes, they're very evil, they're very unhealthy, they're just deranged and absolutely out of their mind. These people aren't dealing with a full deck. And so they have so much hate, so much bitterness that they're going to be cruel towards you. And they're going to have two different personas. So they'll fool a lot of people. They'll fool their friends and their coworkers and their neighbors, but they don't fool you and they don't fool me. And we see straight through their little smoke screen. Next is we're going to talk about the 10 tips to survive and thrive despite smear campaigns. And so we're going to learn how to outsmart the narcissist and the flying monkey. So here's 10 tips for you. Number 1, we're going to get back to the basics, people. On your cell phone and your computer, block all toxic people. So when you're on your cell phone, you're going to seek out all of the people who are on your contact list. You're going to go through very carefully and determine who is not trustworthy, who might be a flying monkey, who is the narcissist, and who is also complicit to abuse, meaning they are enablers. So an enabler is someone like a flying monkey. So an enabler is someone who will basically have a blind eye to psychological abuse, sexual abuse, physical abuse, and any form of smear campaigns. And so you need to go onto your contact list and then you go through and literally block everyone you're suspicious of or you feel pretty confident that they are not someone you can trust. And they might be part of the whole family mobbing mentality, the narcissist and the flying monkeys, aka toxic siblings. You know who I'm talking about. So the first thing to take back your power is block everyone on your phone. Next, you're going to go to your computer and head on over to social media. Block all of them on social media. Block them on YouTube. Block them on Twitter. Block them on Instagram. Block them on TikTok. Block them on Twitter. Wherever you are, you know where you are. You know all the places you have an account. Go to every one of them and start blocking. Next is you may need to change your phone number. It's really not that hard. Actually, it's quite easy, especially if you call. Let's just say you have a cell phone through Verizon. If you get on the phone and you call Verizon and you say you're being stalked and bullied and you need to change your phone number, boom, just like that, they will give you a new phone number. Hey, I've done this. I've been there and done that. You do have to do what you have to do to take care of you and stay safe. So by all means, change your phone number. And if they end up within 6 months, a year, or sometime down the road, they find access, people can go online and buy our confidential personal information. They could find out where we live, our address, our email. They could find out our phone numbers. Change your phone number again. You do what you got to do to take care of you. Safety comes first. Next is that we need to document everything. So if they're sending you hate mail or anything on a text message or even letters in the mail, keep everything. Take screenshots of everything. Document the time, the day, the description, and what took place. Now, the reason why I'm saying this is because now we're going to be getting into legalities. So we have to know that there are, in the United States and also other countries, there are anti-bullying and anti-stalking laws. Of course, do your own research on this. But what I'm trying to emphasize here is that because there is an anti-bullying and anti-stalking law, you have a lot in your favor. You need to start documenting and taking screenshots of everything that's going on. Hate mail, messages. Say they sent you really cruel and mean-spirited comments on your Facebook page. Take a screenshot. Keep it, document it, store it in a safe place. You might want to print out a copy. Start printing out copies if you can. When we start documenting, we are compelling evidence because someday we may land in court, especially if we have to seek legal assistance and in case we need to get a restraining order with one or more people. And so understand that if this is to do with your family, you would go to family court. And if this is to do with someone who's not related to you, this is civil court. And so really try to tread carefully and really stay on top of documenting everything because you never know when you're going to land in a courtroom and have to fight a new battle. And it's really important for you and your safety and your peace of mind to have all documentation and all evidence because then they can't say it's not true because you have evidence and it's in writing and you have pictures of everything they said. And, okay, we're going to put a side note. What I experienced is when I went no contact in 2018 with my toxic siblings and my narcissistic mother, a lot of my relatives used alias names on social media. So, for example, just say my brother-in-law's name was Bob. Bob pretended he was my mother. He used my mother's name. Not funny and not cute. Not creative either. So, actually, that made it easier for me to know who it was. And yeah, I have screenshots of everything. You think you outsmart me? Oh, you don't know who you're messing with. So this is what we do. We know that they could use alias names. So just because someone says they're Jane Smith, they're not Jane Smith. Okay, understand it's probably the narcissist or flying monkeys or someone they recruited to join their smear campaign against you. So it doesn't matter who they say they are, what they say on social media. It doesn't matter if they claim to be a photographer or a professional, because sometimes we could see huge discrepancies in who they claim to be and that their words do not match who they're claiming who they are. And so there's a lot of discrepancies. So again, regardless that they're using a fake alias name, fake alias picture, fake website, I mean, they're basically just phony people and they're hiding because they're so terrified of us finding out and actually getting legal action against them. They're so fearful and terrified. You know, they have underestimated us. I guarantee they underestimated me. But the thing is, it doesn't matter who they claim to be, but we know. So you'll start seeing a pattern. Beware. If you see a pattern of someone who keeps sounding the same way, for example, my niece's husband has really poor English. Very easy to spot him because he has such poor English skills. So you'll start seeing patterns in the way they talk, the way they write, the way they say things, the way they misspell things, certain words they use. They might try to up their game. Oh, they can't fool us. We still see their smoke screen. So again, document everything. You may need it. Next, we're going to go to number 3, tips to survive and thrive despite smear campaigns and how to outsmart toxic people. So number 3 is change your social media account to private. And do this if you're being harassed, if there's family mobbing, if there's gaslighting, manipulation, hate speech, retaliation, smear campaigns, a lot of bullying going on. You might need to just kind of lay low for a while. It actually brings peace of mind. At this point, there are some places where I'm private and some places I'm not private. There's a time and place for everything. Do what you have to do to stay safe. Number 4, contact local authorities if you feel threatened, unsafe, or endangered by one or more person. So call 911 if you have to. Hire an attorney if you have to. Do whatever you need to do to stay safe. Number 5 is don't engage with smear campaigns. So this takes us directly to the Jade technique. We've talked about this before, but we need to rephrase again and remind you that the Jade technique is so powerful. So we don't engage, we don't participate in retaliation and smear campaigns by these very toxic, abusive people. So J, don't justify yourself with them. A, don't argue with them. Don't waste your breath. D, don't defend yourself to them. They don't really care anyways. And E, don't bother explaining yourself. Again, it's just unproductive. So follow the Jade technique. 7, focus on you, your health, your peace of mind, your dreams, your aspirations, your purpose, and your healing journey. So don't focus on them. Release them. Do what you have to do to try to amp up your boundaries, which brings me to number 8. So number 8, that's exactly what I said. Upgrade your healthy boundaries. And so what you need to do is on a daily basis, maintain them. If someone crosses your healthy boundaries, how are you going to respond? What are you going to do? And so what I say is don't engage, block them, have no contact, cut them out of your life for once and for all, and salvage your own sanity, people. Number 9 is seek emotional support. And there's many ways to do this. There could be support groups online or in person. There could be friends. You might have certain family members that you are close with, that you do trust, that you could go to and talk to. There might be a licensed therapist you could talk to. Maybe your spouse or intimate partner is someone who's really caring and validating and helpful, and they have a listening ear. Or you might want to hire someone such as myself, a certified trauma recovery coach, and I'm on the road very, very soon to get certified. I'll keep you posted on it, but I am a trauma recovery coach and an advocate. So if you want to reach out to me, check out my website and feel free to do so. And number 10 is release toxic people. So do not have contact with them. The bottom line is, if we want to salvage our own sanity, if we want to take back control, we need to get back in the driver's seat. And so gray rock is for those who cannot leave. And we're going to give an example. A narcissistic marriage. You might not be in a financial position to leave right now. So gray rock is the way to go. You might be in a position, you live with your family members who are very toxic and psychologically abusive, or even maybe violent, but you live with them. So you might have to right now go gray rock. So gray rock is very limited contact. You say the least amount that you could say. You might not even respond most of the time. Don't give them any emotional response whatsoever, because remember, they want narcissistic supply. Don't participate in the crazy making. And then for those who are able, you can go full no contact. That means you stop all communication, face-to-face communication, meaning you're not visiting them, you're not seeing them, you don't go to their gatherings, you don't go to the wedding where they're at, you don't go to the funeral where they're at, you don't go to the graduation party or the different functions and the socialization gatherings where they're at. So when we go no contact, we don't talk on the phone, we don't text, we don't send letters, we don't respond to them, we don't follow them on social media. And so here's the last one. I'm kind of adding number 11, even though I really didn't have number 11, but it's something that I'm thinking about. And that is that you don't have to participate in relationships that make you uncomfortable, where people, they're not trustworthy. You don't have to feel like you have to go with the flow and just join in. Instead, you could just simply walk away, even if that means laying low or going full-blown no contact. And so do what you need to do to take care of you. Share with me. Has someone smeared your name all over social media or in public? Has someone retaliated against you? Are they harassing you, bullying you? Has someone been stalking you? Is there a whole family ganging up on you, as in the whole mobbing mentality? Are you doing okay? Did you go gray rock? Did you go no contact? Share with me how you are doing and how you responded to this, and if you ever practice the Jade technique. In the meanwhile, like my video, subscribe to my channel, and share with me in the comment section. Let's keep this conversation going down below. And then you could visit me at danaarcuri.com. Thank you and have a beautiful day.